Welcome back, A.T.L.A.S friends. How are you guys? What did you think of the very first experiment for our science month? We are now meeting today to do our second project of month 2. Again, our theme is science. So let's unpack it and talk about what it is. So here's our science Atlas bag. And there's not much included for this project. We have what our project is going to be. It's a rubber egg experiment. Some people also call it a snake egg. So this will be a lot of fun. There's a few pages with this one. And we have a cup of what looks like water, but if you carefully take the lid off, you'll realize it's not water. This is vinegar. It's kind of stinky, so it's about half full. And then the other thing is a magnifying glass. If you take a look at what's included for you, it shows the covered cup with vinegar and then the magnifying glass that we used from last month's project. So that's what's included. Things that you are going to need for this project. You're going to need a raw egg. So ask your grown-up if you can have a raw egg for this experiment. And then a flashlight. You don't need this right away. This is more for the end once we are taking a look at what happens to our egg. So instructions. The first thing I want you to do is answer questions 1 through 2 on your rubber egg data sheet. So in this packet here, we have a rubber egg data sheet. So answer questions 1 and 2. If you want to turn off the video for a minute, go ahead and you can complete that. I want you to draw a picture of what the egg looks like right now and a description. So if I were to draw a picture, this is what my egg looks like right now. And it's white and it's hard. Right now mine's cold because it just came from the refrigerator. And then number 2, what do you think that that egg will look like or smell like, feel like in 48 hours? So this project is not done right now. It's something that's going to take just a little bit of time. All right. Number 2, you are going to place an egg in the cup of vinegar and cover it tightly with the lid. Okay, so I'm going to take my cup and I'm going to take the lid off. I'm going to carefully drop my raw egg into here. It's going to fill almost to the top, so be very careful. It's going to completely cover your whole egg. You're going to carefully put your whole entire lid on here, close it tightly, and then find a quiet, safe spot for it to sit for 48 hours. So we will check back in 48 hours. I'm going to have a time-lapse video throughout the next 48 hours of what our egg is starting to look like. So we'll chat again in a little bit. Have fun! Welcome back. It's been 48 hours. We are ready to finish this experiment. So we left off on our rubber egg experiment sheet on step 2. We placed our egg in the vinegar and closed the lid tightly. And step 3 said to wait and watch. We've been waiting and watching for 48 hours. What are some things that you noticed? Right away, I noticed as soon as I put my egg into the vinegar that there were bubbles all over. And that is explained right in step 3. It's talking about how the vinegar reacts with the calcium carbonate on the egg and what happens in the gas. Speaking of the gas, did anyone else have their container with the egg completely pop open because of it? I noticed mine within the first several hours. I came to check on my egg and the cover was completely cracked and totally off of the container. So I thought that was pretty neat. So we're on step 4. After 48 hours, carefully remove your egg and rinse it off. Just be very careful because these eggs are very, very gentle. So I had some brown scum in my container and it was totally fine. I put it in the sink, I carefully rinsed it and rubbed all of the scum off of it. And it shows that the hard outer shell is completely gone. So can you see this? It's hard to see, but my egg is totally rubber and totally soft. So mine still has some white on it, And here's where you could do an extra step with this experiment if you have more vinegar at home. So we only waited 48 hours, but if you wanted, you can completely refill your container with new vinegar, pop your rubber egg back in for another 48 hours, and it removes even more of the outer shell. So right now, after 48 hours, our egg is completely different. It's hard to see in the video because of all of the natural bright light coming from the window, but my egg is see-through. It is a yellowish kind of color. It's not white as it appears on the video. I can see the yolk inside. I can see it move around. I can feel and hear it move around as well. I have a regular egg just right from the fridge to compare. So this one has not been in there. It doesn't move. It's hard. And here is my egg from the experiment. Again, I know it's so hard to see because of the light, but this one is a yellow in color. You can see the size difference too. After just 48 hours, this one's much larger. This one's see-through, it's rubber-like, and it moves and you can squeeze it. So now for the fun part, on step 5 on the back of your rubber egg experiment sheet, it says to explore your rubber egg. Use your magnifying glass from our last Owl Pellet Experiment, as well as a flashlight if you have one. The flashlight will help you kind of see through it. So you can see the yolk, you can see everything kind of moving around in there. So if you have a flashlight, definitely use it and explore your rubber egg a lot more. And then we also need to finish our data sheet for the rubber egg. So we left off on step 2, or number 2. Number 3, 48 hours later, once the egg is removed and rinsed from the vinegar, record our findings. What does the egg feel like? Hard, soft, squishy? I told you what mine feels like, and you can see it too. What color is the egg? What does it smell like? And on the back too, draw some pictures of what you see with it, with using your magnifying glass and flashlight. And then the very last part explains how and why this works, how the vinegar completely rinses away or gets rid of the hard outer shell of the egg. So I hope you had a lot of fun with this experiment. Feel free to email me, share some pictures, what you thought about the experiment. I hope you guys had a lot of fun with both of them. I will see you guys back next month in December for 2 completely new projects and a totally different theme.